Time to talk some defense, boys.
All right, so let's pretend we're guarding T-Jazz. We don't know anything about him. We don't know he's YouTube famous. We don't know he makes insane layups and has ridiculous handles. None of that, all right? This is all tabula rasa. We don't know a thing. So he drives in, we stop him, he takes the ball beyond the arc, and then boom, he nails an NBA three-pointer. If we're this dude right here, what are we thinking? Seriously, how do you interpret this shot? Was it luck? Or is he a skilled shooter? I don't know about you, but I generally follow the 2-bucket rule. If a dude can prove himself twice in a row, I'm definitely playing up on him. I will say this though, if this was me guarding him and he hit that bucket, I'd probably make a quick mental note about his shot form, because T-Jazz clearly has a nice jumper, and I'd probably think to myself, all right, this dude might be a shooter, so I'm gonna play a little tighter on him. If it were someone else and they shot like this and happened to make it, I'd probably encourage them to shoot the next possession. All right, so about a minute and a half later, T-Jazz comes down and does the same thing. Gets a nice screen from his big, while the dude responsible for hedging the screen is guarding the free throw line. But okay, T-Jazz hits 2 in a row from right around NBA range. And if we're blue, we gotta be thinking, it's time to mark this man as a shooter. We need to pressure him, especially coming off a screen like that and pulling up off the dribble. Not exactly the easiest shot, so by now the defense should wise up to the fact that he's a shooter. What do you think happens? Literally a possession later, T-Jazz brings the ball up the court, and guess what? Yup, he nails another 3, this time way beyond the arc. But let's take a look at something. Look at this dude right here. T-Jazz has already hit from here and here. What the is this guy doing guarding him from here? Hey, somebody nails 2 threes on me like T-Jazz just did, and I'm playing him full court pressure, no questions asked. I don't even care if he has the ball or not. I don't even care if this is a rec league. He's gonna be working for every bucket he gets from this point on. And yeah, that feeling of disbelief you had right there says it all. You should have been playing up on him after that second bucket, no questions asked. So let me ask you this, boys. A dude on the other team nails 3 three-pointers in a row without missing from way beyond the arc. What is your team's response? I want you to think about this. That's why the screen is black. Seriously, how would your team respond? If you're not on a team, how do you think a team should handle the fact that some baller just dropped 9 points on you in a matter of minutes from way beyond the arc? All right, I'll tell you what my team's response is. One player is going to stick with him no matter what. I don't care if the ball's on the other side of the court and T-Jazz has his thumb up while he's with his best friend's girlfriend. One player is always with him, jersey to jersey. And then I'm going to have the rest of the team make sure they know where T-Jazz is, so that if he does get the ball, it's an automatic double team with the other 3 players playing a triangular zone. At this point, if T-Jazz scores, we've done everything in our power to stop him, and he absolutely deserves the bucket. Now, perhaps you might think my solution to double teaming him is a bit of an over-response, and it might be, but at a minimum, I think we all can agree someone needs to be guarding this guy tight, regardless if he has the ball or not. So let me ask you this. What do you think Blue's response is? T-Jazz just hits 3 three-pointers in a row. What do you think they do? You think they start playing up on T-Jazz? You can probably already tell by my inflection that they don't. Here's the next possession of T-Jazz right after he scored that last three-pointer. Look where this dude is at. What the hell is he doing there? Let me ask you this. This is not rhetorical. I really want you to think about this. How many times in a row and from how far away would someone need to hit their 3-point shot before we decide to pressure them at least at half court? Now, what's even funnier about this next clip I'm going to show you is that even though T-Jazz still has room to shoot his 3, that's not how he makes his next bucket. Solid drive to the hoop, takes a body, and gets the N1. Look, I'm not trying to trash the defense on the opposing team that much. I'm just wondering when exactly they decide to play up in someone's face. Long story short, the answer this dude gives us is apparently never. And then let's look at this clip right here. What is Blue doing? Look at this. If we're looking at white right now, we should be thinking NBA isolation. I mean, this looks exactly like an isolation play. T-Jazz is the only one on the right side of the court. The rest of his team is standing around looking at him, a telltale sign they are expecting him to do something with the ball. And what's Blue doing? Nothing. You'd think by their positioning here that each of White's players were as much of an offensive threat as T-Jazz is, and I can assure you that's not the case, and each of them should know it by now. Look at these guys right now. Who are they guarding? Check out this dude right here. I feel like he and Julian Newman could be really good friends. How many Whites do we count? I count 4. Last time I checked, basketball was a game of 5 versus 5. So that means this dude's man right here is somewhere off camera. So what the f is he doing? Here, I'm gonna help you out a bit. Let's move you over here. We'll make you a little smaller to fix perspective. And now that you're here, you can stop this dude from cutting across to receive a pass. And this frees up my man number 2 here for the help side. So look, at a minimum, if we go back to the start of this clip, all these blue players here need to take 2 giant steps to the left. This puts them in better position to help with T-Jass's drive or whatever the heck T-Jass may do. Let's move on to some other clips. In a previous video of mine, I talked about how to play defense and how to play defense dynamically. And I stumbled across a great video of Dev and Chris Staples playing one-on-one. Let's check out this clip. Boom, we're gonna pause it. We gotta talk about Dev's D because it's that on point. Assuming, of course, that he's not hugging somebody or clotheslining them. I know to some degree these are pretty big assumptions, but still, let's take a look at his stance. Why is he standing like this with his left foot forward and his right foot back? I'll tell you why. To take away Chris's powerful first step to his right. And I tell you what, we should almost always do this. Always take away the drive to the free foot side. If you don't believe me, have one of your buddies take it away from you like Dev is here, and you'll see how awkward it is for you. This is especially true because I don't know if you know it, but most players, especially in one-on-one, will always establish the same pivot foot. If they're right-handed, their pivot foot is going to be their left, and if they're left-handed, their pivot foot is going to be their right. Also, as a side note, if you really want to mess with your defender, start switching up your pivot feet and learn this move right here, making sure you go as hard to your weak side as you do your strong side. I promise it's gonna just make scoring so much easier on your opponent. All right, so let's go forward a bit in this clip and look at a couple of things. So because players establish the same pivot foot, it makes our work on defense a lot easier because we know which way to stand. And we should stand just like Dev is here, cutting off the drive to the strong side while being very close to the defender. All right, let's go forward in this clip a bit and look at a couple of other things. Staples counters Dev's defense by creating a little contact and pushing off, which gives him room to pivot to create space. But I will say this, Dev did have time to counter back and resume his tight position. And to play this perfectly, all he needed to do was get his left foot behind Chris's right to prevent Chris's pivot. So right here, Dev needs to slide that left foot up, mirroring and anticipating the backward movement of Chris's right foot. This will force Chris to pivot counterclockwise and momentarily decrease his offensive threat. Hey, did you hit that like button, by the way? Also, I don't know why I keep doing this, but I think I've greatly underestimated Chris Staples' offensive abilities. He just appears kind of awkward to me on the court, and yet, even versus Dev's solid D, he makes a very nice move, creates some space, and nails the 3. Job well done. I gotta stop underestimating Chris Staples.
One.